Okay, so welcome back to the System Open Series 2019 event from Milton, Keynes in the UK. The world's largest X-Wing tournament ever, with 565 players playing in round one yesterday. We're here set up for the top 62 cut, and we've got Alex Birt, famous from the 186 podcast, and First Earth Stream veteran Darren Grainger appeared in the 2016 System Open top 8 match. So let's have a quick look at those lists. Let's start with Darren.
Good luck.
Darren is playing Darth Maul with General Grievous, the Scimitar title, Hate, and K2B4, which I'm not 100% sure what that does. But we saw Darth Maul yesterday. He gets to spend Force tokens to get an extra attack after each attack, and if the attack hit, he has to pick a different target. But if it misses, he gets to attack again on the same target. And then we've got Trade Federation Swarm of Trade Federation drones with energy shell charges. 1, 2, 3, and then another 2 makes 5. Right, so that's what Darren's flying. Now, obviously, in this case, as you're probably seeing on the camera already, you can probably already see, we've got a bit of a swarm fest going on. Alex has bought an A-Wing swarm. All the same. Crack shot, heroic, and advanced optics. Excuse me. Well, that came as a surprise. Green Squadron Experts, all right, where they get to take the double EPTs with Crack Shot and Heroic and Advanced Optics. He's got one more that wasn't supposed to move, but there we go. And that's done. Yeah, so that's Alex's list. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to fix things and it's not working. So let's go back to the table camera. And that's what we're looking at there. Now, obviously, there's a lot of ships going on, and so it's been quite difficult for us to try and follow what's happening. Right. So, what we need to see is 1, 2. Oh, the Trade Federation drone is like, the name is too long, so let's fix that.
So, after deploy forces, he is going to go. Sounds good. Just so I've used the damn title.
How have you been finding it?
The title's rubbish. Like on him, I don't use it that much. I use it for that, and it gives me that. It gives you that option. But
that's kind of what I found as well.
It's much better on Dooku, and I think I'm taking this list to Denver in 2 weeks, so I'm probably going to drop the title for it. It's 4 points, but it gives me a 4-point edge. Yeah. Or is there a droid that I can upgrade?
Yeah,
but I quite like them all at 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I was looking at this week, but like going first and having the board control blocking.
So yeah, that's better. Trade Federation drones. Now, what you're going to have to pay attention here is that on the pilot cards along the board edge, let's remove the overlay so it becomes a bit more clear what we're talking about. Okay. Off. Right. On the pilot cards along the board edge, and let me use the whiteboard and I'll try and indicate what's going on. Okay, so here's more. Okay. Done and dusted there, right? Then what you've got is you've got these 3 Trade Federation drones are the ones that are painted in the Separatist paint scheme, which he's currently got forming the front part of his formation, right? Which means that these 2 are the brown Trade Federation drones, which he's got here, right? And I doubt these are Celebration exclusives. How are you doing, man? Are you gonna sit down for a bit, or are you gonna play?
No, man.
Okay. So you're going to commentate for a game? Okay. So I'm joined by the Ed Holmes. Are you okay?
Yes, very well.
Wicked. Okay. And you're going to XTC this year?
I'm not.
No? Oh, hang on. I've not got your microphone on. There you go. Right. Off you go.
No, I'm not. Unfortunately, one of my best friends has decided he's going to get married that week. Just ruined it for everyone else.
Ruined it.
He's here today, actually.
Yeah.
Did really well yesterday. Went 4 and 2 with Ollie Pocknell's list.
So, right. So I was explaining here. Let me clear this whiteboard, and now you joined up because you're going to need to know this as well.
Cool.
Right. Let me get rid of this and start again. So clear. Right. Here's Darth Maul. Okay, no problem there. Then we've got 4 Separatist painted Trade Federation drones, right? Which are these 3 pilot cards. Let's just say three pilot cards, 3 drones, right? And then he's mixed them up. So he's put the 2 brown ones mixed into the middle. Okay, so in these positions. Right now, as you can see, we've put coloured base markers on the ones that have the same paint job. So we've got. You can't see it right now. Let me clear this again, because you're going to need to follow along, guys. Right? This one here, I think, has a turquoise base marker.
Why do I like this in front of Salvo as well?
White, brown, yellow, white. Yeah, that's a turquoise base marker. Here you've got a yellow one, right? Which when you'll see when the overlay comes up, the ship icons have got the colour on them. And I'm guessing there's an orange one here. Yeah, that'll be the orange one, which corresponds to this card down here.
It's not made it easy for you at all.
Well, no, what happened was there was another game I wanted, which was like 4K wings against some other crazy stuff, against Matche. But they were a bit worried about going on stream, so they said if we get to the final, okay, but not right now. And so I had to go for my second one. This was my second matchup, and obviously the A-Wing Swarm was interesting, and the Trade Federation Swarm was interesting.
It's nice to see new stuff, isn't it?
It's nice to be different more than anything else, right? So once again, on the other side of the board, however, let's clear that. Okay, you've got 5 green squadrons, right? And he's got, let me see if I can remember what I've done here. Okay, right, so we've got the one that's got the purple ship marker, which is currently deployed here. This one's got a red ship marker, which is currently deployed here. Then we've got black. Black one is here, and he's deployed here. And then we've got blue, and he's here. And then this last one is the one that's not got a base marker on it. Okay? But can you imagine how difficult this would be without those colours?
That's crazy.
Right, now really the only thing that's difficult here is as long as once you got the overlay on the screen, which I put back up on the screen, clear the whiteboard, right, and we put back the overlay, you can see the colours on the ship icons, okay? So it's actually, when the overlay is on, it's pretty easy to follow. That violet one's not showing up very well, but anyway, it's pretty easy to follow. And so as far as that's concerned, it's not that difficult. On Darren's side of the table, because he's mixed the brown ones in the middle of the blue ones, he's kind of made it a bit more difficult than it was. But we should be able to get through it. What I'm actually going to go do is, well, I'm going to pop over there and I'm going to put coloured markers on all the things. So if you want to chat about nonsense for a bit,
yeah,
feel
I'll
free.
chat about nonsense. That's great.
So interesting list. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
I mean, I would normally always say.
This is always the dangerous bit where he leaves me on that. I've never sworn on stream. That is true. So yeah, this everyone's sort of setting up for the first round of the cup. Only 2 people had the bye. It's Julian Hood and Jack Mooney. Obviously, most people know Jack from doing really well at Worlds and forgetting that he could turn off a rock. And Julian has been absolutely crushing it at the moment in house space. He went with Scum at, I think it was Dark Sphere, and then beat Alex Birt at Cardiff the other week. So Alex already has his Worlds invite, which is kind of lucky for him. As you can see in the background there, Ollie Pocknell chatting to Farn Langland, who battered him yesterday to knock him out of the cup. And there's James Dowdle, who didn't win any games yesterday. I think he went 0-2 and then dropped. So great representation from that side of the 186. Only joking, I do love them all, especially Andrew Pattercakes Patterson, who's not here with us this weekend, which is the biggest shame of it all. And that's the well-known Vince chatting away. I'm going to say a big shout out to my boy Lyndon, who again couldn't make it this weekend. It's a bit of a shame, but and Harrison Daly, just because I can, because Simon's still faffing around over there somewhere. I'm just making sure Vince isn't shouting at me. I mean, he will try to shout at me at some point. And why I have the mic for this small bit, if you're interested in going to the ETC for X-Wing, and your nationalities are being represented, it is going to be a couple of days before the Euros this year. So for England, look at Ollie Pocknell. For Scotland, Ryan Matheson. Steve Gage is doing Wales, and I don't know who's doing Ireland.
Can we get a hand for this 62
see Vince Kingstone just to the right of your screen with the microphone.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we start the hyperspace. The system of the top cut. Here in. Now, good luck, guys.
Woo. Okay, we're underway. And they're off, as it were. Okay, so tell me something, Ed. How familiar are you with these new lists?
All right, to be honest, I've played against these Trade Federation drones. They're quite scary. Especially with these energy shell charges and being able to pass around calculates, quite fun.
Yeah.
As for Alex's list, he was floundering around to what he was going to pick.
Yeah.
And he ended up picking this one. He came second at Cardiff with it 2 weeks ago. So he's already got his Worlds invite. So I think he's just playing so he gets to go for free now.
Right, so yeah, with Heroic, that's the one where he blanks out all his dice, he gets to roll them again.
Yeah, he gets to re-roll them 2 dice, yeah.
And that's not bad for the points cost it is. You know, I mean, in those situations, where I saw it trigger a couple of times yesterday. The advanced optics, the crack shot is what we know where you get to push an extra damage through when it happens. And the advanced optics is while you perform an attack, you may spend 1 focus token to change one of your blank results to a hit. Yeah.
So it's quite nice on those two dice attacks. That
Yeah, of course.
As for Heroic, Lloyd Bowman from the 186, he got into the cut yesterday. He beat Rory Wilson on a Heroic reroll yesterday, and it was one of those moments where I let out a squeal of delight that I thought Rory'd won. And next minute, it was, no, he's got Heroic.
Hello, Nick. So with Darth Maul, he's got the General Grievous to, while you defend after you neutralise that roll step. If there are 2 or more hit or crit results, you may spend 1 charge to cancel. It's kind of like a reverse crack shot. You kind of like remove some of the extra hits. 1 second here.
Who did?
All right, are you busy? 2 minutes. Who are we talking about? Darren or? Yeah. Okay, and hate is the one where you get to recover a force charge when they attack you, yeah? And the other one is I don't know what K2B4 does.
It adds an evade. You can spend a calculate to add an evade result.
Well, right, but any friendly ship, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
If you one of the droids can spend a calculate.
So Darth Maul doesn't get calculate, no? So it's got to be right. Okay. If it does, add 1, yeah. Unless the attacker chooses to gain a strain token.
Yes.
Oh, so that'll be the first time I've seen strain on the stream, because yesterday I didn't see it. There we go. So I'm joined by Nick. I'm blanking on the surname. Harris from the Firecast.
Indeed.
Is it called
Firestorm Squadron Firecast?
Firestorm Firecast. I'm sorry, man. I should know, but I'm going at like the funny speed at the moment.
You got Firecast.
Yeah, and so you played him yesterday.
Yeah, I played him in the last round yesterday. And it was a really good game. He's quite a good player. He deployed a little bit differently in this game, it looks like. He had Maul coming down one flank and the droids all coming down the other. And he's pretty good at getting to block and be in positions to cut things out. So.
Okay, and then of course with those energy shell charges.
What were you flying yesterday?
I was flying Venny, Lulo, and Bastion. He got a block on Venny that basically cost me the game. So it was a good position.
Well, there we go. I went through the lists from the top 62, and I have a piece of paper somewhere. But anyway, I went through them all. I even scanned them and did some stat analysis on them. But there's about 10 quadruple phantom lists into the top 62. So that's pretty high as far as that concentration is concerned. What was the field like for you guys with the quad phantoms?
I didn't play any.
No, I actually has a
no, because I didn't get the impression there were many.
No.
I never walked around and saw loads of them, but it does appear that a lot of them made it through to the cut, because, like I said, there's about 10 of them. So I'm not
very
saying
good players are playing them now. So you got Ben Lee's using them.
Yeah.
Who else did I see using
Kevin Bellamy is playing them.
Bellamy, yeah.
Quite a few of the Sith takers took them as well. I know Bob D ran into 3 matchups of it with his Skirks. They really don't like playing against.
No.
Phantoms.
They just tank all the damage and throw a load of red dice back.
Yeah, to be honest, out of all the Scottish lot, I think only one person played Quad Phantoms. You know, out of 10 people, only one person played them. So, you know, 1 out of 60 games. No, I think Adam Shipley's running them as well from Just Playing.
I don't think he made the cut though.
He made the cut, but he was flying them. He was doing very well. I think he was 4-0 at one point.
Is Maul actually cloaked or not? Can we just not see the cloak token?
There is a little square cloak token, which may well be hidden behind the ship.
Because I was talking to Darren yesterday. He's actually going to Denver next week. His whole reason for playing this event was to practice for next week.
Adam Shipley's going as well, huh?
Yeah.
And he's a couple of changes he might check.
That's
just take away Scimitar.
I've got to take umbrage with the fact that you're using the UK System Open as a practice event for a Denver hyperspace trial. I think you've got your priorities the wrong way around. I don't know. And then the worst thing is that you turn around, it makes us look worse. When everyone goes on about this tiny European meta, you come to the biggest tournament ever to train, and then you go there and you do bad. You better do well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, it's in America, so he'll definitely win.
Yeah.
But it's such a different meta in America between here, I've noticed. I mean, okay, we've got the Phantoms out and about, but just the rest of the list, it seems like it's been a pretty varied field for the most part.
I mean, one of the problems is when you've got like such a large tournament as well, is that you know that when there is a list that we call the boogeyman, as it were, a lot of people try to tech to beat it, which has been
in the UK. I think that happens. I don't think it happens so much in the US. I think you tend to try and.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Is that when you've got so many people come into a tournament, when you know that there's like this is the big bad list out there, everyone's kind of teching to go against that one. Like last year was the same with everyone trying to beat the Lothal Fen.
Yeah.
And then so less people would take Lothal Fen over here than, for example, in the US, but they would still make all the cuts and in a large case win.
Yeah. This would knock me out last year.
Yep, same. Yep. The only 2 losses were to that.
Yeah, I played it 3 times. I lost 2. I was playing Miranda, so I can't really say anything.
Yeah, we both played.
Well,
Yeah,
there we go.
exactly.
And they revealed yesterday wave 5,
yeah.
and we've got the Jump Master coming back to Scum, and the M3A Sick. So take from that what you will, but you've basically got like the most infamous for being OP and the most non-existent ship from Scum coming back. So take from that what you will as to what's going to be happening in Scum in the next couple of
I know
waves.
Seb Brady was happy with that sexy new Y-wing.
Yeah. He likes to see us Y-wings with their clothes on. And Epic as well got announced for 2nd edition.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Really interesting set of dynamics that are involved in it as well. It's, I'm looking forward to it. I like a bit of Epic.
So in this case here, even with the reroll, so the energy shell charges are going to give the Trade Federation 3 dice hits, and be able to pass around those calculates, and then whereas the A-wings are hitting with 2 dice maximum, but they're a reliable 2 dice thanks to heroic, thanks to the advanced optics.
Well, the thing is, it looks like the way Alex is trying to pull around is to pull him through the rocks. And because the way he's coming around, he's fast enough to get around towards Maul. Whereas we've got that rock in the middle, which is going to stop Darren from coming straight through. If Alex can get around quick enough. I think he's doing a really good job.
They do
trying to pull him
move
around.
really fast, these vultures, though.
They do. I mean, he's got 5 straights through us, but he's going to have to. He's going to have to turn.
But you can
rock.
barrel roll and calculate for a linked action.
You can?
Yeah, it's mad.
But clearing that stress on a bank with the angle he might have to come in, he doesn't have that. The 2 bank is white, so he has to hard turn. If Alex can get those, it's the second lot of 2 that are coming around. He needs to try and skip past fast enough.
I don't think if Alex is getting shot though, he's not going to be spending that focus for advanced optics though, is he?
No. Well, the thing about the energy shell charges is changing the eyeball to a crit.
Ugh.
Can cause big troubles for the A-wings, especially if you can focus fire onto 1 or 2 A-wings and just hurt them.
I know Simon Fullerlove from Harlequins. He's made the cut and he's flying 8 vultures. He's flying 4
I3 and 4 R1s.
Yeah, I flew against him last week in a hyperspace trial, and they are a bit scary, passing around and going, "Oh, change that to a crit," and just going, "Oh."
Have you spoken about Grievous yet?
What in
Grievous
what
crew.
respect? The crew.
Yeah,
I read out what it was.
Okay.
What
So
else?
The big trick with Grievous is on Maul, because he's got all those kind of poppy droids that just go splat every now and then. That's interesting. That's a nice move, I think. Maul can be really, really resilient because you just wait for the crit to come through and just cancel the crit and just goes away. So try and take that ship down. You either have to go, well, I'll take all the droids out so Grievous doesn't work, or I'll just try to take Maul and not kill any droids.
Yeah.
Neither are a great option.
We had in the last round yesterday. We had a Darth Maul which had Palpatine and Grievous on it.
Wow.
And he pulled off a pretty. It wasn't the last round. I think it was like the round 5 or something like that. But anyway, he pulled off like an excellent. Using Palpatine in the last round to just make sure he stayed. He won the game because he didn't lose that damage to lose half points on Maul.
I think we might get a sweeping turn from Maul to come around and try and take the side of those A-Wings. Because I don't think Maul minds jousting 2 A-Wings.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm a bit surprised that Alex hasn't gone up that way to go against me. You must have saw some of Alex's game the other week when he hyperspace.
Which one?
Cardiff?
Oh, Cardiff, yeah, I was down in Cardiff. I watched it all because I was, I was half asleep at the time, to be honest. It was a long day. We left at 5:30 in the morning. So.
2 hits. No, it's a hit and a focus.
Spend that target.
Yeah, and gets another 2 focus.
Spend the force.
Uses the force. I think it's 2, and there's a focus and a blank. Spends the focus.
Takes 2 shields.
2 shields.
I do love those shield tokens.
Yeah, from Chris.
Yeah, by the same token.
Yeah.
He gave me a set when he beat me in Brighton.
Oh, nice.
So it was really really kind of him.
So they've got for those you can't see, you've just seen them flip over the 2 shield tokens, and they've got little quotes on the back like "Don't get cocky." What else did they say? Because you guys have got them.
There's quite a few funny ones. I mean, I can't put on what
One
I'd
hit and
suggested
unknown.
putting on.
And there's at least 2 Vades there, so nothing goes through that time.
There is like a scruffy nerf Erda and all that stuff once on them as well.
And he will, if you suggest any other Star Wars quotes you won't put on them, he will do them for you. So.
As I said, he won't put what I suggested on it.
Within reason, then.
Gets 2. And I can see virtually all blanks except for 1 and a focus. And so I think he's checking for crack shot.
Yeah.
It's just out.
Things with the network calculate, they spend the token from another ship to change an
2 hits. Looks like a hit and a crit actually, and there's an evade.
Have the solitaire. I've never remember. It's K24B, is it? B4.
K2B4 is the one we've got
today.
today.
If he calculate, can change that blank as well.
Yeah.
So it's so tanky.
Yeah.
Even though they're just 2 agility.
You know what they don't like? Fenrow behind them.
Well, no.
2
Nobody
hits.
likes Fenrir behind them.
Focus, evade,
Spend a
blank.
calculate.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard work for Alex in this. Just out. Yep.
Out of range. Let's focus, nothing there.
This guy has only got 1 target, really.
So the
The
drones
energy shells.
fire back.
In his cases.
Spends his charge on the energy cell charges. And gets, looks like 2 focuses and a hit. Too much light coming in from that end of the table. Yep. Gets 3.
One of them will be a crit.
And there's an evade, and looks like 2 evades. And there's a fuel leak.
A non-crit.
I always find it brilliant, your system for these cards. I was like that going, what is it? What is it?
In the Mangan.
Don't leave me hanging.
I've seen it for.
Don't you start copying it now.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't dare. Wouldn't dare.
Just do it in Welsh. Write yours out in Welsh.
X-Wing hyperspace, qualify your competitors. Appreciate the patience. We're just doing some quick finalizing. We should be ready to kick off in about 10 minutes.
For hyperspace, right? Anyway, 2 hits. Alex is feeling the burn. So he's lost a shield on A-wing number 1. Oh, moved that from the wrong one. There we go. Take that off. And focus blanket hit. Spends a crit. And gets 2 evades that time. Hit crit, and I'm guessing it's another crit because he seemed pretty happy with it. And there's a focus, so 1. And I'm guessing there's a crit coming. He lost the shield, and he got the direct hit, and bang, 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 bang. Direct hit followed by a blinded pilot, just in case you're interested. No.
Just that overkill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the advantages of flying the Separatist list at the minute is it's still a bit of an unknown quantity because it's new. And having the big heavy hitter of Maul with those droids is just they're not even just chaff. For the first engagement with those energy shells, you don't really know where to go. It's just a blanket of here's all my firing arcs.
I've not got the timer on the screen. Sorry. Where's my mouse?
Well, I found that first time I played against them was up in Scotland team championships, and I left Fen at range 3 just thinking, well, these guys aren't going to name me. Oh my, and they just started firing at me. I was like,
you may think it's range 3, but it's just range 2 because of energy shells.
Cormac Higgins in the background observing his teammate. What's are you going to European Championships, Nick?
Unfortunately not.
All right.
Life outside of X-Wing is in the way this year. But I had a great year last year, so. But Cormac is definitely captain of the Irish team.
Oh, there we go. You were asking earlier who the captain was, or Cormac?
Cormac is captain. He went over to Dublin for their regional last weekend in Gamers World.
How many players was it?
I don't know, but it was a decent turnout from what I heard. Some pretty good players. Some of them are over here today, actually. So. And did well. One of them was flying 4 U-wings, which was quite cool. Yeah, he's got a few guys raring to go and head over to Poland for it.
So I'm going to take one moment here to have the obligatory announcement that we always have when we have this elimination stage 2 of the competition where the cut is based on win record, to explain that top 62 is because there were 62 players that were 5-1. So that means that when you're doing an elimination bracket, you always have to round up to the next power of 2. So 62 becomes 64. Top 2 players get buys for the first round. So that's why it says top 62, because there were 62 physical players, and you just need to work out the bracket. If you're using an application like Challenge, you put in those 62 players and it works it out for you.
Julian Hood and
Jack Mooney.
Jack Mooney
flying Han Jake.
Again,
Han Jake.
I was saying earlier.
With Luke Gunner.
Yeah, I was saying earlier. I don't think there's any shadow of doubt that like Jack Mooney is probably the most statistically proven British player. That every single tournament he goes to, he does so well, and large tournaments as well. 2 times World Championships, making the top 2 years in a row. Last year, System Opens, getting to semi-finals.
Euros, he did the same, didn't he?
Yeah.
He went to top 4 at Euros, went to America.
So, as far as I'm concerned, like when you look at it on paper, he's never actually won anything, but he's one of those players that statistically has good form.
He just needs that good day.
Yeah.
That real good day to happen.
Well,
and he's
might be today, who knows?
The funniest part was he was taking Han Jake and he was chatting to Jason Denton, you know, does Enigma paints.
I don't.
Out of the takers.
That ghost that's painted like Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I do.
So he was there and Jason was just like laughing to him and went, if you go 5-1 or 6-0 with Han Jake, I'll paint your ships.
There we go.
He was just like, so Jack was like, I just need to win one more and I get them painted. It's great. I was like, jammy sod. Nah, Jason's brilliant. He's really quick as well.
Alex is having a real think about this.
Yeah.
you think he tries to? Well, I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this turn. Is he just going to blast through and turn the arcs the other way?
My problem is 4 A-wings against those 6 ships is going to be an uphill struggle regardless.
But Darren yesterday was such a good player at putting all those ships in place to just block everything, so that Maul can just turn around and just hit him. And you see now he's kind of spreading out, spreading his arcs, putting in places where Alex just doesn't want to be with the A-wings and just doesn't want to sit in those arcs, and they're just going to be there. Because even if Alex tries to go slow with the 2 bottom ones, they're going to be in that arc easily. Sorry, 2 right-hand side on the screen. Sorry, that's the way I'm looking angled at it. The 2 bottom ones can't really go fast because that rock on the left-hand side, they can't turn to the left and go round. And if they try and go right, they're going to slam straight into where that one's going right now. So Darren's done a really good job of just putting, here's all these spaces you don't want to be.
Yeah.
And that's what he did to me yesterday. He's a really thoughtful player, really nice guy, to be honest.
Oh yeah, he's a nice player.
So, but Alex Birt I've played quite a lot because he's local to Basingstoke where I play. So.
Never played Alex. Always dodges me.
That's what his A-wings are trying to do anyway.
Yeah. I think he's going to shoot through that. Yeah. No, and Alex. He might get away with this. These top 2.
Okay.
I don't know what Maul does here, though. I don't know if he just goes happy to sit around the rock for the minute.
Wow. Okay.
As I said, he wasn't really anywhere that A-wing could go, or that one.
Okay.
Let's rotate, I guess.
Well, I was going to say, it looks like he's got his that back one looks like he'd be able to get crack shot, right?
What's on right hand side?
The red,
Yeah,
the one with the red base marker.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, red base.
Come on.
Red base marker, yeah.
In those 2 are for Maul if he does go around that rock. What does Maul just do a 5k maybe? Oh, no.
Nick, you gotta be careful when you're speaking, okay?
Sorry, yeah,
You
sorry.
just keep drifting further away.
Try and look at the screen when the edge of the stand.
The screen's easier to see from this side than around there.
And I'm only little.
Has he got him on that rock?
I think he might have. We shall see. He's got lines on the template, so making sure they get it as accurate as they can. Darren's templates haven't got the 2.0 lines down the middle, so it means they can get it nice and straight.
It's Alex finally getting to use a set of templates that he's won.
He's on that rock.
Yeah.
He's on that rock.
No.
No.
I do not think so. By the way, he's got his fingers on the base. It looks like it's flush. So I'm guessing no. All he's done is bumped into that A-wing, and which means blue A-wing is in trouble.
Potentially means 2 of them are with his double tap ability.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
It looks like 3 and a crit. And there's 2 evades.
2
So
shields.
he gets through
It's
it.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't.
Oh, he's only got 1 force evade, so he can't double tap anyway, so that's fine.
All right, hit and hit and hit.
That's the
Makes
advanced
3.
optics.
Yeah, and evade. Takes 2.
I'm surprised he didn't actually use grooves there, knowing that his droids are going to take some shots.
Another 3. Gets 2 evades.
We're going to have to go. Well, I am anyway,
Okay.
so.
Yep.
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck,
Thank you, Nick.
Just win hyperspace.
Yep, 5 rounds.
Is that only 5 rounds today?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like they changed it. Last year it was 6 rounds. This year, hyperspace is only 5 rounds. So what's it about the...
Yellow.
Oh, that you got a direct hit. You got a damage sensor array.
Dead.
It was the Trade Federation drone. I'm taking off the wrong ship. Which one was it? Get your hands out of the way. The first one, right? The one at the top of the
yellow.
screen.
Yellow.
Yeah, well, it's the top. It's at the top. Yeah. All that commotion before game threw Alex completely off, is what they're saying in the chat. I'm not quite sure. Let us know what you think or what you're trying to say, Christoph, because I don't understand what the commotion was.
This guy ring.
Two hits, loses shield.
Sorry. So this guy's got one bolt. Range 3. Number 5 has spent his charges. So him into him. He's going to fire his shell case into him.
This is charge.
Two hits, 3 hits, 2 and a crit. Blank, focus. Hit and a crit. Goes down. To a blinded pilot.
Well, he's getting the blinded pilots out of his deck. It's 2 now.
That's 2. One. And evades.
As I said to Alex and before they started playing, I went, just remember guys, just kill 1 a turn. Just 1 a turn. That's all you need to do. So Darren went, yeah, that's fine by me. I've got more ships. It's okay. So he's literally killed 1 a turn so far of shooting.
And it's still going. In the background you can see Vince Kingston, TO of this tournament. And to his left you can see Francisco Berna Menendez, who is our OP organizer for Spain, and also famous for that Palp shuttle from like the 2016 World Championships that just kind of like just kept edging them forward.
I remember now.
Yeah.
And there's Seb as well, hanging around in the background.
And Seb hanging out, but looking for Y-wings but not finding them. Where are my Y-wings? And while they're on the planning phase, let's just take a quick moment here to give the compulsory information that thank you to all of our Patreon supporters that have made it possible for me to pay for flights and accommodation to come here. All the money I get through Patreon goes straight to this, and so any help I receive through that is greatly appreciated. Pays for the flights, pays for the accommodation, pays for transport costs. And if you do enjoy the feed you are seeing, then please do consider popping on over to patreon.com/First Earth and giving us a hand there. I can see plenty of Patreons in the chat already. So once again, thank you all for all the help you give me. You make this possible. And also, if you're not able to go through Patreon and you have Amazon Prime, and you do have access to certain tip tokens through Twitch Prime that you can drop in as well, and they eventually make their way through to me as well.
So what other System Opens or events are going to be all at?
Well, Spain.
Obviously.
Yeah. France is almost certain. Everything else is kind of like up in the air.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't think I'll be going to Germany. I'd like to go to Nordics, but I've got to work some stuff out first.
Spain's on my list now. I've not been. Got to tick off Spain and Italy this year, I think.
Spain is a good one.
It's in Madrid, though.
Yeah.
Madrid.
Well, Spanish people are going to have a go at me now. Is it in Madrid? Yes. It is in what is considered to be part of Madrid, but it's kind of like Watford You know, it's like when you say, "Is it in London?"
Yeah,
The tube goes there. So yeah, it is. It's a little bit out. Okay, so it takes a bit of effort to get there, and there's not that many hotels around the area. But yeah, it is in Madrid. So no, the closest airport is Madrid, without a doubt. Yeah, so basically just kind of like getting into the cluster here.
He's rotating that to the back,
and I don't think he's. I don't think things are not looking good for Alex. Basically, it's an uphill struggle. He's down to 3 ships against an entire squad. He's managed to get one of the Trade Federation drones off the board, and it has barely scratched Maul. So there's not much in his favour right now. So despite all these A-Wings being heroic and with their advanced optics, it's not working out in this time. And I think it's probably down to a bad engagement. Darren got a lucky first engagement where he had a couple of separatist drones and were able to get shots off and sunk quite a bit of damage into that first A-Wing, which is the one we can see in the middle of the playfield at the moment. If I just use the whiteboard just quickly to just say, this one here is the one that received the damage in that first round, and which is the one you're seeing up here. Anyway, they're into combat, and we got 2 hits against a blank and a focus. I guess he spends a force or something there. I'm not sure. He doesn't lose any damage.
Well, he's shooting into Maul, isn't he?
Yeah. Gets 3 there onto Trade Federation's drone number 4, and you got 1 evade and too much light on the other one, so he's going for a calculate.
So I'm spelling that. He takes strain on him, and he then takes 2.
And he's used the K2B4 to give him a strain.
Oh, sorry.
The white guy.
The second one. Damage
crit?
power regulator.
Damage power regulator, yeah.
Excellent. So he'll engage now. Get an eye on. Shot.
Do you have the
This guy range 1.
Do you have the grid token?
After you execute an eye, maneuver repair this card. So range 1.
One a crit and a cocked reroll gets cocked again. I think it got a hit anyway. Blank and an unknown because it's hidden behind drone, but he takes 2 shields and a card. Face up is a fuel leak.
That's the best time to get it.
Yep.
This one range 1. Yep.
Trade Federation 2 firing on the already damaged A-Wing. Gets 3 hits, gets 2 blanks. That A-Wing goes off the table this round as well.
And you take another one.
And there was another fuel leak. And they're doing a good job of cycling through the damage there.
Just this last guy, range 1.
It's been a really good flying from Darren.
So one crit and a focus, I think, and was evaded. So back to dials. Alex Birt up against the ropes on this one.
He doesn't care. He's already got his invite to Worlds.
Well, he wanted the flight. That's why they're playing. If they didn't care, they wouldn't be here, would they?
Well, he lives down this way. He must be rich enough. But he's still got a big smile on his face, though. Even when it's all gone a little bit Pete Tong for him.
That big, like that photo you sent from Worlds with the pillow. No, the Coruscant, wasn't it?
I've still got it. That goes to every tournament, that pillow. It's with me right now. It's gone to Eindhoven and Poland in the last 6 months.
Excellent players who are looking to play in hangar bays. Registration will start at 10 o'clock.
Okay. So we've got Maul has got a stress token. So has the red token, the red A-wing. And is that a crit marker he's got there, next to the Separatist drone with a turquoise token?
I think it's another stress, isn't it?
It looks like it's got a round shape on it. Is it strain?
Oh, that's the strain on the
Yeah.
blue one, yeah. On the Separatist drone, yeah. It's the same next to his
Right.
A-wing. Red A-wing.
And the decloaking Maul to the right. Well, and it's not looking good. He's got one A-wing on one hull point, one A-wing with no shields left, which is the one that's only got one hull point. Is the one that's actually to the left of the screen at the moment. This one's got one hull point left. Oh god, there goes that mouse. One hull point. It's like every now and then when the computer's doing stuff, it just like goes, I'm not going to pay attention. And this is the one that's got no shields left.
Yeah, that's what you were drawing. Yeah, I got that. So if you come to France then, are we going to go have some steak?
Maybe.
I love that
It
steak.
depends on how things go, because you know how I have to
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
around and get stuff done and stuff like that. Normally everyone's disappeared by the time I've finished.
Well, if James Finneyson's there, he'll just be on his second steak by the time you turn up.
Okay.
That 1K turn is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. You kind of imagine them just kind of like flipping over like a transformer, just kind of like transforming and then reforming to be backwards instead of like going forwards. So the one that's on one hull point edges across. The fuel leaking fuel, and the one that's lost shields takes a 2-turn to the right. And I don't think he's missed the arc from the drone. Not 100% sure here. It looks like he may have been lucky. He may have escaped all arcs this time, Alex.
I think he's done very well there, to be honest.
At most, it's only that one Trade Federation that's
Yeah.
rightmost on the screen might have arc. Oh, and here comes Maul, of course. So there we go. He hasn't skipped out of too many arcs. He's still going to take. He's still going to take that blue A-wing off the board. Target locks. Just got to get 2 damage through. Or
great.
1 crits. He's been lucky with those crits as Darren. We're getting like direct hits coming out and stuff like that. Rick Van Ness is playing 4K wings, and he proceeds through to top 32. Wow, 4K wings. I don't remember what it was he eliminated, but he had an opponent with a pretty weird list as well. 2 hits. Spends the target lock to reroll the blank. Gets nothing. Evade and focus.
Survives.
Takes 1.
So Alex living as dangerously as possible there.
1 hit, 1 focus. Gets spent. And blanks and focus. Spends the focus, takes 1.
129 players, making it the largest GQ in Europe. Hey!
Look at the last. GT.
Let's get this round started.
Focus. Evade. Takes another onto this one, and he's dead.
Alex can do it now. I told you 1 a turn.
Yeah,
Just,
yep.
Both his ships on 1 hull. You can do this.
No arc. No arc. So we got lucky there. Right, both of his ships down to 1 hull point. Can't let anything through.
I'm wondering if he's going to try and block Maul though on this turn. If you can get the block off on Maul and survive 1 more turn and shoot in, use the blue to finally kill that Which one's that marked one?
Which one?
The one nearest to us, as it were.
What are you talking about? Okay, that separatist
Yeah,
one
that's
is
separatist
the one that's undamaged in the middle of the card list. On his card is a green marker.
A green marker for it. Okay.
Yeah. Because I didn't put a marker on the ship because I thought I've got 3 blue ones and 2 brown ones, and then he mixed them all up.
I know, people like having the little special way of putting it.
No, yeah, I know, and it's difficult for me to turn around and then come along and say, can I change it a little bit? And they're like, and so when Alex showed up, he's like, can I just keep my bases? And I was like,
No.
And I said okay. I let him do it, and then when Darren's turned up, and I started asking him to change them to red, and he was like, oh, well, do you want me to change mine as well? And I said, well, it's not necessary. It's more anything. It's just about my brand, you know. It's just the way my games are done, and so like, it works better if I keep that format. And then yesterday we learned actually, and I should have double checked with Darren, because in the wave 3, those large bases for the Sith Infiltrator are larger than new ones.
What?
They're bigger. The bases are bigger.
All right.
Like, so much so that when I tried to put the ship token into one of my bases, it was like I was trying, and I wasn't going to force it because I didn't want to leave his ship token like twisted. And it hang out over the edges by like 1 millimeter on both sides, like forward and back.
I mean, that seemed to be okay on that one, though.
It seems to be okay, but he put it on. I didn't. I was busy messing around with other stuff, so I'm gonna have to double check when we get there. But yeah, yesterday every single one I had, the ship token and the base were bigger, and so in the 2 that I had on, I just turned. Oh, the 3 I had on because Will Pintar played 2 of them. I just let them stay with their own bases because I didn't want. If you touch them, you know, you can feel the difference from front to back.
Yeah.
The token is hanging over the edge of the base. It's something that seems to be like a pretty constant theme with this sort of stuff, is that like when they made the playmats, the first edition of playmats are like, well, they're not 90 centimeters by 90 centimeters. And like, no, they're 3 foot by 3 foot. It's like, it's a little bit bigger. And then they did the Hoth series mats become a little bit bigger again. Everyone's like, wah! And now you've got people talking about advantage templates, but now you've got advantage bases as well. You can change your base according to whether or not it's to your advantage. So he's
just arc dodged him instead.
Yeah,
very nice.
He's got a good position here, Alex, where he's going to avoid taking fire this round and probably get a free shot on Maul.
Well, that Trades Federation, that Separatist drone though, still has shells left.
Yeah.
So,
as it is, the drones are just basically reforming to come back for another wave of attack, and when that happens, okay, so he wants to fire on the drone and see if he can take him off the board. Pilot skill kill him. 1 hit, 1 blank.
He's not going to spam, is he? Oh, it's bold.
And gets 2 evades. No, it's focus then. He's going for a card.
Yeah, he's just going to take it.
Yep. And he's firing his charges back at the A-Wing. A-Wing on 1 health, 2 hits. Focus evade.
Shouldn't have spent it, Alex. Oh, you crazy boy. You crazy, crazy boy.
Come on, Red.
I think he wanted to go down swinging.
Yeah.
See, 1 of 10. 1 of 10.
1 of 10. That's pretty much what Darren's done.
Yep.
Why didn't Alex do that?
This will be it now. Alex has got this. It's a lot easier when you've only got 1 dial to set.
Yep.
Game's faster. You've got more time to think.
Yeah. And he's there's no charges active at the moment, so that's 1 respite. But yeah, Maul probably going to sloop.
Well, he can reload though.
With the charges.
Yeah.
Yeah, between now. Well, you got.
I don't think he's got. Well, those the orange and green can be get out and reload and be back.
If he's going to try and do anything, he's got to try and get one of them before they get the chance to reload. Yeah. He just reloaded one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darren's just like, disappear off to his edge of the board, reload, and then form up and come back. It's basically the plan with the Separatist droids. Whether or not it is necessary to get that far without it, or if Maul's just going to take care of the A-Wing himself. But there's no win condition here for Alex.
Alex needs to kill every ship.
Yeah, everything. No, yeah, he needs to kill everything, and without taking any fire.
Yeah. So he's reloaded all of them.
Yeah.
Mm. I love how he's put his crit token down, even though one more hit and he's dead anyway. I'll rotate to the front.
Maul. One straight.
One straight with Maul. Oh, of course he was stressed. He wouldn't have been able to do that sleep. And it stays cloaked.
And he will target this guy.
There wasn't really anywhere for him to decloak there.
Target locks. And yeah, Darren's approach to this round was just to basically like, we're just going to regroup and see if we can do it. A-Wing's got a shot. Gets two. And blank focus.
2 crits.
2 crits go through.
Hit crit.
Hit and a crit.
Wounded pilot.
Wounded pilot.
Now he's dead.
Yep.
See, one a turn now. One
Now,
a turn.
which one was that?
That's orange.
Orange, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent players! Those who wish to play in a hideaway pod. Registration is now open over at the side event area. And those who wish to play in a hideaway pod. Registration is now open.
So back to dials. Just 3 ships to deal with now. The drones with their charges reloaded. This is one of those matches now where like, Alex turns it around by some incredible fortune, and everyone's like going, "Oh my god!" And we're like jumping up and down in our chairs, going, "I can't believe it! Can you?"
What a game! He's done it!
Like a Hollywood blockbuster sports movie would be about, where they fail dismally in the second act and then manage to pull it back by the end.
And in years' time, you'll have Chris Hemsworth playing Alex.
Yeah, Alex Birt. And there'll be at the end of the film there'll be that still frame of Chris's face, and it'll say of Alex's face, and it'll say Alex went on to be and now helps disabled school children.
It's better than like died penniless.
Yeah, of course.
That is essentially what happened at the end of Ed Wood, though, wasn't it? The great film.
Yeah.
Just like, Ed Wood died penniless in Hollywood. No one around him.
Yeah. So we're waiting on the dial for one Separatist drone. It's going to be a tough one to get around that block of that rock. Yeah, I would personally. What would you do here? I would probably like turn the rear one in to put it between the 2 rocks. The other one do the 1K, and maybe with Maul. I don't know.
Well, is he going to decloak?
Is he? Because he'll put him right in front of that rock.
I think if he's
got the 2 droids out of the way, he might just move one forward.
He's got enough health.
Yeah.
Not really care about it.
So decloaking to the left. Yeah, he's gonna move back. And then S-loop to the right.
And this guy?
Well, there'll be enough space for him.
And the S-loop might even avoid the rock. Not that it makes any difference. He's going to be stressed. He's not going to get the action. Like, and as you said, he's got the health to deal with it.
Yeah. Calculate.
Calculates up to a 4 straight.
And this guy is also doing a 4 straight.
Oh, also 4 straight. Okay, so.
And he's going to calculate. What do you?
Free turn. Bank, sorry. Free bank.
But just gives them a little bit more separation. Range 3. That A-wing isn't really going to be able to kill them.
Yeah, and like I say, I think we're looking at.
So you're not stressing. Correct. More. I think we're 2 sloop.
Tegnos loop.
Okay. Can you just put your finger on the rock? Yeah.
So good luck, A-wing. You're going to take at least 1 shot, if not 2.
Did he dodge that rock?
Yeah. Oh no, he's gone over it. He's rolling.
Nope, I still want.
Hey, Alex did more damage.
At least you're consistent. So,
just keep flying over every rock, and we'll be fine.
Is it going to be through the rock?
It's like the nearest to nearest is through the rock as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, range 2. What's that guy got left?
1.
1 left.
Down to 1 hit point. Gets hit, focus, blank. Spends the target lock, gets 2. Spends the force, gets 3. A-wing, 4 dice. Blank, blank, focus, evade. Bye-bye.
What a shame.
Well, then there you go. Thank you very much for your time, Ed.
Always, buddy.
All right.
It's very nice to see you.
Yeah, and we'll see how things go later on.
I'll let you drag over the winners.
And thank you to the like 250 players that have been watching us for that last 20 minutes where it was like a foregone conclusion, but thank you for staying in. We're going to get the interviews now with the players.
It's only because I'm here and I'm really
What I want
popular.
to do is both get range 1.
Yeah.
So that at least like,
I've got more mods at range 2 and 3. Yeah. And you don't get the better defense dice. I'm better at range 3. I love this list. I really do.
Well done, Darren.
Cheers.
Sorry, Alex.
Hey, 2 swarm lists and 25 minutes to go. That's not bad.
Yeah. Do you want to come over and have a chat?
Yeah. That's all it was. 1 and 10. 1 and 10.
Okay, Alex.
Hello.
Congratulations for making it to top 62.
Thank you.
You had an interesting matchup there, right? The double swarms facing off.
Yeah.
And it felt like maybe when that first engagement, I think you were trying to play for range and try and make sure you got just one of the separatist drones, and you end up getting a couple of hits.
Yeah, I kind of misjudged how far forward he'd be.
Yeah.
And so I basically was going for like a couple of uncontested shots, then I could turn out, but then I ended up a little bit closer to that corner rock than I anticipated, because I was going to sort of turn away and then like spin round, so hopefully he wouldn't get the blocks on me and I'd have a few more shots that way, but it wasn't meant to be. Like usually I can weather a couple of like decent 3 dice attacks with that list and not take too much damage, but that was not the case today.
It worked out being a pretty. He got that one attack through to give you a fuel leak straight away, and not that the fuel leak's making any difference, but like leaving that one A-wing on one hull point from that very first attack.
Yeah, so like usually with like 3 or 4 dice for focus, like I'd be expecting to take shields maybe, but
yeah,
I don't know, man. It wasn't to be today.
Didn't work out this time, huh? Anything? What sort of stuff did you face yesterday?
So I played pretty much only hyperspace stuff yesterday.
Yeah.
Like a couple of the sort of Rebel B style lists. My loss in Swiss was against Zach from Meeple Squadron with his Veni Lulo Neon list.
All right, okay.
And then played against a few Rebels, another Resistance squad, I think. And Republic. Didn't play any Scum or Imperials.
Yeah, well, I didn't see any First Order yesterday at all.
There are a few about.
There are some. There are like 2 or 3 in the cut, and then there's like 10 Quad Phantom lists in the cut, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And but then there weren't that many yesterday, so it looks like their performance is consistent.
Yes.
Yeah, because like I said, there didn't seem to be that they were like dominating the room, but like 10 out of 62 is like quite a large number of being a very similar. And then of course you've got like the Rebel 4 ship formation, various variations of it, and there's a lot of those U-wings with layers and stuff like that. So there is definitely establishment. And when I went through the list, looking at the pairings, I was trying to find something a bit different to make sure I could try and leverage that as much as possible. And so you guys ended up being my second choice, but it's not a problem.
Well, thanks.
No, I did tell you, like the K-wing guy was like, I don't want to stream.
Cool.
And everyone's always welcome to decline the stream. It just means I have to run around like a headless chicken for a bit, trying to find someone else to play. Or what happened in Bologna, where both semi-finals turned around and said, we don't want to play. I was like, no semi-final then. There we go.
That's rough.
Well, anyway, thank you very much for appearing on stream. And a
no
pleasure
worries,
as always. It's been great to see you. Who else is left from the 186 in the cup? Ben?
Ben is still going.
Jesper's in.
I think. Lloyd
Bowman,
I'm not entirely sure how any of their games are going yet.
No, but I don't think they've finished. I've only been informed. Oh, look, we can see there's a couple. Bartosz, Andreas. There's an L, so that might be Lloyd. Oh, there's a couple of L's though. And Rick Van Nessa through, and then Jack and Jacob, the top two ranked players. Yeah, they got the buys through. Okay, well then we'll finish it up there. Thank you very much once again for appearing. I'll shake your hand again.
Thank you very much.
And look forward to seeing you again soon. Do you think you might make it back to Spain this year?
I don't know. When is it?
End of June? Yeah, last weekend of June.
Maybe. I'm going to Nordics.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and make the trip over to Worlds. So depends how the budget looks.
Okay, cool, excellent, wicked. Well, I look forward to seeing you anyway.
Yeah, you too, man.
Okay, bye. And I'm swilling water.
Sorry.
Well done, Darren.
Cheers.
Top 32.
Yeah.
At the largest X-Wing event in history.
Yep.
Okay, and let's see if you can try and get some new up-to-date templates that have got the line down the middle, so you can be all happy about that.
They're looking a little dated now.
Yeah, it worked out really well for you. Was there any kind of part of the game where you kind of felt like it just kind of went in your favour? Like you managed to get a lucky position, or
I think the first round, because I managed to get the swarm through that gap, and then just get some really key blocks on Alex, just keeping him out of position, and not having the actions. It just meant that if you look at the first engagement, I managed to take one A-wing off and pretty much cripple the other. So no, I think it was good, and I think I was more secure with Maul. That I kind of kept him a little bit safe, kept him out of it, and just brought him in when I needed him to. Yeah,
it was played pretty well, and it did end up going kind of against Alex in the fact that it just kept going bash, and A-wing was disappearing every single turn, and the ones that were surviving each turn were left on pretty shaky hull values, and so it just seemed like it was just basically a bell curve. It just went whoop, and there was nothing he could do against it.
Plus, my dice were on fire. Like, they really were.
You did pretty good.
The first couple of engagements, it was just 2-3 hits out of hand, just not having to spend stuff. Yeah. And that's what the droids love.
Awesome. So what is it you're looking... What is the sort of thing you're dreading facing in the next couple of rounds?
Ben Lee, 4 Phantoms, and that's what I've got next round.
Just Ben?
Ben's a good player.
Or 4 Phantoms in general?
4 Phantoms in general.
Right,
but
okay.
I know that I've got it next round because I've just looked at his table and he's got 4 Phantoms and the other person's got a Y-wing.
Yeah, so okay, right. So there we go. So we're looking to see, and Ben Lee won the European Championships last year, so there's always a possibility for him to go far as well. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for appearing on stream. Nice to see you again, even though I couldn't remember your name. And look forward to seeing you later.
Cheers.
Okay.